Hello and welcome to this taste challenge, this afternoon taste challenge. Well, we have from 1890, made in Mexico, original, más de un siglo de tradición cerveza. It's like the emblem of traditional beer, the big emblem of traditional beer. The Gran Premio de Chicago in 1893 and Paris 1994. So Chicago in the 1890s, 1893, Paris in 1994. Maybe it'll win some awards. Coming up, Carta Blanca, carte blanche. They spare no expense to make the world's greatest beer. Oh, well, something like that. All right, 142 calories, 4.5% alcohol. Bottled by Cervecería Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma, Monterrey, Mexico. Product of Mexico. Beer. It's got to say it on the label. Beer. All right. This is a Heineken brand. Heineken Mexico. That's the official name of Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma these days. People sometimes ask me like about a product. What is it really? Is it a cider? Is it an ale? I say check the label carefully. It's got to disclose what it actually is. This says it. Beer. Now, if it says ale or lager, that can get a little touchy because beer, ale is a type of beer and lager is a type of beer. So, and then some of them will say ale in Texas, meaning it isn't really an ale, but they're calling that ale for the Texas market because Texas has some strange CB, Carta Blanca, strange alcohol regulations where in Texas they're looking at ale as being different than beer. Like beer can only have this much alcohol, but ale, of course, can have an unlimited amount, which is telling me that whoever passed that law didn't understand beer. All right, but anyway, which is good because you can get stuff around the back door. Pilsner, Bohemia, established in 1905. Cerveza elaborada con orgullo. Elaborate and original beer made in Mexico. There's the Moctezuma on the label. I believe that's who that's supposed to be. You say, well, what does this chief, this Indian king, leader of the Aztecs, have to do with Bohemia? That's in the Czech Republic. Nothing. They're just using that, for marketing. Started in 1905 by German immigrants. 150 calories, 4.7% alcohol. Brewed and bottled by Cervecería Cuauhtémoc Moctezuma. All right. Same old thing, because it came in the same, there it is, Pilsner beer. Say Pilsner beer. Now, usually they won't specify that on the label, the disclosure, but there they are, just telling you what it is. Okay. Go put these back in the fridge. Some beers, if it was Narwhal, they do better when they warm up. Oh, nice smoke when they warm up a bit. Mexican lagers, no, they don't really do better when they warm up. They do worse, like ice cream. You ever notice it just doesn't taste as good when it's hot? I get a kick out of it when some people will say, like, if a beer has to be cold to be good, it ain't good. It's bad beer. Guess you could say that about spaghetti and meatballs. If it's got to be piping hot to be good, it ain't good spaghetti. You might say, I eat my damn spaghetti at room temperature and it's good and I love it. It's real spaghetti. It's not that garbage that people want to eat piping hot with buttery garlic bread and a side salad, a Caesar salad. Well, whatever. These are good cold. All right, in my experience. Have I been drinking them warm, though? No, I haven't. I did a review again, and I'll just do it again and 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 again for KBS, Founders KBS. I did another review this morning. It was cold. It was about 65 outside, comfortable 68. The beer was cold. Did I enjoy it? Yes. Did I give it a high score? You know it, a 98. Drewski Brewski says, Ronald the Riot. Cheers. Hello, Drewski Brewski. Thanks for joining this Mexican beer hangout. Well, they're both golden, so the color won't matter. One is a little darker than the other, but it's so minimal, it's not even worth worrying about. D'Amore. These were given to me, these glasses. I've never actually tasted D'Amore, but I like the glasses. Both of these beers are made with the same ingredients: water, barley malt, cornstarch, and hops. Now, they use different hops, you know, different levels of things, so it'll be different flavors, 4.5, 4.7. The price point is very different. Like, you can get 32 ounce, you know, the quart bottles of Carta Blanca for like $2.37 around here, $2.39. Used to be $1.99 for years, $1.99. I'll say around here, I mean in Metairie in New Orleans. Bohemia, I've never seen a big bottle of Bohemia ever. I've never seen a can of Bohemia. I've only seen the 12 ounces. When I was in Gonzales, Louisiana, one time on U.S. Highway 61 northbound at Walmart, they had the Buena Noche, the big Christmas beer, 12-pack. I said, ooh, I'm going to buy that when I get back home. Haha. You know what happened. I never saw it again. That's their Christmas bock. Never lived that down. Carta Blanca, they sold it in cans for a little while around here, but then I never saw the cans again. They were here and then gone. Draft. Yes, I think you can get Carta Blanca draft at some places here, but it isn't too common. Bohemia, I don't recall seeing that, but it could be. It could be. Heineken bought Guatemala Montezuma. That was bought out by Heineken years ago. So this smells like the Mexican cornstarch and the malted cereal grain, the barley malt. This smells like it too, but less aroma. So I think that might be the Bohemia, but let's go with the taste. A 6-pack of Bohemia around here run you about $7.99. Minimum. If you can find it. And it's not sold in this town, except in that Beers of Mexico variety pack. You get 3 of each. 3 Tecate Light, 3 Bohemia, 3 Dos Equis Especial, and 3 Carta Blanca. Don't recall the 6-packs of Bohemia ever being sold in this town. And it could have been, but I didn't notice it. And I've been tracking it for 23 years. You said, but it could have been way before you started tracking it. That's right. Could have been. May have been. Oh. That is a much richer, more flavorful taste. There is no way, I tell you, that is not Bohemia. How is your name properly pronounced? It's like Terrio, like Cheerios, Terrio. Terrio, I guess is the way they say it in French, or Francais, Terrio. A lot of people around here don't say right, Theriot and all that. But when I called Canada one time, the Canadian Travel, Ontario Travel Bureau, whatever. I wanted to get these travel booklets, you know. And I was like, he says, "What is your name?" And he said, "Oh, I know that name." I said, "You've heard that name before?" "Well, of course." He says, "By golly, of course we've heard that name in Canada. Why, that's a very common name up here, by golly." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it is, but it's spelled a little different in most places up there. Theriault. Carta Blanca, it's fine. Get a little Mexican corn. No kind of bitterness, really. It's a round beer. It's bland. It's a little sweet. It's fine. It's enjoyable. You could guzzle it. It's the kind of beer you might go to Mexico and see 50 cents a can. You know what I'm saying? And people just drink. It's a budget brand. Okay. From Cuauhtémoc, Montezuma. And that's what it was introduced, I guess, to be in 1890. I don't know. It's won awards. But it tastes like, you know, just like, well, Milwaukee's Best Premium, which I used to get around here. I got the light now, but the premium, you know, it's just a regular old standard beer. So how fast I drank that. That's just a guzzler beer. It's a hydration beer. It's well made. Has no deficits. I don't know how people could get on here and rate this beer and talk about how garbage it is, saying, "Oh, I'd rather drink horse urine than that. That's trash. I hate it. It's terrible. Only bad people drink that." Oh, yeah? Are you kidding me? Now let's address the real deal. Sofa says, "I have not tried these two cervezas. My favorite Mexican beer has always been Pacifico. I drank a few on the porch, fell asleep, and the top of my feet sticking out from the shade got sunburnt." Okay, that's an interesting story. Drewski Brucey says, "I'm going to call you the Ride. It ain't cool. It's a lot cooler." Okay, well, you can call me the Ride if you want. You can call me anything you want, but just don't call me late for dinner. Don't call me late for dinner. But you can call me whatever you want to call me. Call me whatever you want to call me. Just keep watching the videos. Okay, let's address this other lager before the people get tired of watching the video and they turn it off. And all of that. All right. Jay Ramirez says Victoria. Oh, yeah. I love that beer. 4%. A little low on alcohol, but it's good. I'm about to have some chelas during lunch. 32 ounces. Laughing out loud. That's a lot. All right. Now let's go with the real deal. I'm glad they put in this super premium beer in the variety pack, and I got it for $12.99 at Walmart. I'm so glad. I'm like cream. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I don't know what to do. Well, I do know what to do. I'm going to drink this beer. Oh, it's got such rich hoppiness. Resin, fruit. You say, "Oh, they put mangoes in it." No, they don't put no mangoes in it. They put tangerine, spritz, tangerine essence. No, they don't put any tangerine essence. That's the rich hops. That's the rich barley. It must be two-row barley. It must be two-row barley. Medium body, crisp, clean finish. Oh, one of the world's great beers. I swear, I'm telling you. Thanks for the shout out, yeah, says Jay. The Whiskey Scout says, "Hey, Ron, just watched the Piper Dean and Inverhouse comparison and wrote you a paragraph reply. Hope it doesn't bore you." Oh, I doubt it's going to bore me. We were boring people last night. Well, we got caught up in the whiskey exuberance. But we do that. But I saw they dropped off to hang out one by one. I was getting ready to get off anyways, so it didn't matter. But yeah, those other guys, they're not into whiskey. They're just into beer. Does that make them bad people? Does that make them inferior people? No, they just like prefer some products over others. You know, that's what people do. That doesn't make them bad, good. It just, that's the way the world works. People like different things. You get it? All right. Oh, it's really incredible. This beer is incredible. It's the best beer I've ever had from Mexico. And I've had a lot of Mexican beers. Have I had all the Mexican beers? Obviously, I have not. Would I like to try them all? Yes. I'm going to say this is Bohemia. And I put B-O-H period, Bo. No, this is not Natty Bo. This is not Natural Bohemian. This is Bohemia. Natural Bohemian is fine. It's a nice beer, but it's kind of on a level of Carta Blanca. It is in no way up to this standard. No way, Jose. Bohemia. Bo. Yeah. There was no doubt. This was no kind of challenge. No, it just means they like something else. That's what he's talking about. They don't like whiskey, so they like other things. It's funny when I watch some reviews and some hangouts, people will sort of like denigrate people for not liking certain products. It really can't. I'll be right back. It just kind of mystifies me, you know. Yeah, I used to be kind of like that, but I was 20 something years old, like mid-20s, you know, so I didn't understand that people didn't have to grow in their beer appreciation. You know what I mean? Oh, excuse me. I love this bottle. I'm telling you, it's one of the best looking bottle designs on the market. It's a great bottle. It's got a great cap. This is the updated label. I used to like the old label also. So like in 1996, you know, I was trying all kind of different beers. Macro, middle crow, micro. It was like an exploration. I started an exploration in 1996, February 96. Okay, so I was trying everything. I figured I'd go low and high and try them all. So I was going from Schaefer beer to Rick and Jack's Scotch Ale, interchangeable. But I said, oh, all these rich flavors of these microbreweries or craft beers, people were starting to call them then at the time. And I was trying to get my family and friends, try this, try this. Most said, no, no. A few, like Ron Calm, he would try stuff. But he lived in a different parish. I don't really get to see him too much. So if he lived next door to me, well, he would have tried everything. I know that. But considering he doesn't, and we didn't get to see each other, we don't see each other too much. And he's not really, he doesn't really get on the internet. He doesn't care about that. You know, he's got a Facebook account, but he doesn't do anything with it. He'll post twice a year. You know what I'm talking about? He's just not LinkedIn. So that's not going to happen as far as hangouts and whatnot. But, and there's nobody in this neighborhood that gives a hoot about beer. I mean, the lady across the street drinks it when I buy it for her, and she likes them. Doesn't like craft. I bought her Samuel Adams Cherry Ale. She said, "Oh, that was terrible." Well, she's right. Then I bought her the Sierra Nevada Torpedo. I said, "What'd you think about the Torpedo?" Oh, that was good shit, but I like that other beer a lot better. In other words, it was good, but she preferred the natural ice a lot better. Now, this is a true story. How would she like the Bohemia? I think she would like it because it's a Pilsner, you know. It's not too hoppy. It's got a little beautiful grassy bitterness. She'd probably go for it. There's the IBUs right there. There's the IBUs right there, 21.0. Okay, 21 IBUs. Needs to be at least that to be a true Pilsner. You know, like Miller Lite, a fine Pilsner beer. Yeah, right. It's not really a Pilsner. It's a fine light beer. Okay. But she'll drink beers. Schlitz, Budweiser, Bud, Ice, Miller High Life, Miller Genuine Draft. She was fussing at me one time about Miller Genuine Draft, or was a High Life. She was saying, there's something wrong with this beer. She said, I don't mean to complain. You bought me the 12-pack. She said, but don't you find it doesn't have enough alcohol? I don't feel it when I drink it. It's not enough, whatever she said, action going on with it. I said, oh, okay. So next time I bought her Steel Reserve, 211. She did not complain about the strength then. And she loved the Ice House, 5.5. Oh, that must have been her favorite. This lady was born in 1945. But anytime I give her Ice House for a gift, that's a sure winner. And anytime she gives me chicken andouille gumbo for a gift, that's a sure winner. Okay, and Bohemia is a clear winner. It's the clear winner. It's a beautiful beer. It's wonderful. It's great. It's fabulous. It is, I'm telling you, you say, oh, you've been drinking all day, I bet you. Your day off. No, not all day. No, it's none of that. It's just, that's how good it is. It's just one of the world's great beers. But it's an adjunct lager. Yes, it is. And it's a fabulous adjunct lager. So Ice House is her jam. And I can go buy a 12-pack of Ice House bottles for so cheap relative to where you live, except in the Chicagoland area where they get outrageously low prices. But they make up for it by having extraordinary extortionist property taxes. Jay says, Carta Blanca 32 ounce at my liquor store is $2.50, and that is a hashtag win. I would say that's winning. Yes, I like the $2.39 that we can get it for. Well, I can theoretically get it for. Sofa says about people denigrating others for what they like. That's the nuts at Beer Advocate would have me gassed. They would gas him, have him gassed for preferring Coors Banquet to IPAs, which I don't like at all. Gasp. How dare you not like IPAs, you idiot, you fool, you moron, you imbecile, you non-participatory LinkedIn appreciative person. I suppose you could like whatever you enjoy to drink. Scruffy's the janitor says Ice House is probably the best ice beer. I don't know if it's the best, but it's surely right up there with the best. I never get tired of Ice House. I always like the Ice House. I like the Ice House ever since I tried it in '96. I always thought it was really good. And remember, back in those days, it used to be sold as a above premium beer, sort of like a Michelob beer. It's kind of expensive. And they had television commercials for it, and then it kind of faded away. I mean, it didn't fade away. They still make it, but it's like Red Dog. Some people can get Red Dog. We can't get it anymore. We haven't gotten it for 5 years. It's sickening. It makes me sick. People laugh at me for building a kegerator just for High Life and Coors Banquet, Scruffy says. I wouldn't laugh at you. I would help you drink it. I would help you drink it. Okay, so Bohemia is the clear winner. Oh, those grassy hops, just unreal. Do I like it more than Heineken? Yes. Stella Artois. Yeah. Do I like Bohemia more than Golden Pheasant? Maybe not. What about Grolsch? I guess I don't like it more than Grolsch. Perhaps I do. I don't think I do. Maybe. Do I like it more than Pilsner Urquell? Well, no. what beer is gonna beat Pilsner Urquell? Now we don't want to get too far out into like flights of fancy. You know, really, what Pilsner can beat Pilsner Urquell? I'd like to know because I've never seen one yet. Pilsner Urquell is almost, you have to admit, although you don't have to admit anything, you can just watch the video and like it or dislike it or subscribe, not subscribe, whatever you want to do, right? But I think Pilsner Urquell is one of the world's great beers. It really, maybe it's a world-class beer. I mean, I just can't get over that beer. If I had to drink Pilsner Urquell every day for the rest of my life, would I have a problem with that? It's a stupid question because it's not going to happen, but I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd love it. I just would be sad that I couldn't try other styles. But I mean, I would never get tired of Pilsner Urquell. Never, 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 never. Scruffy. Oh, Subject Zero says, I'm with you on the High Life and Coors Banquet. I'm tired of being discriminated against and oppressed for loving those beers. Now, look at the unjust world in which we live. Subject Zero is being discriminated against and oppressed because he likes to drink Coors Banquet and High Life, Miller High Life. And I think that Subject Zero probably should be given some money from the government. Because it's a game, friend. It's a game. People lie. They tell lies. We just beg you to leave us alone. We won't hurt. All right. Anyway. It's so, I don't know, it just goes, it's so fabulous. It's like you can't believe it, you know. And I was drinking the KBS this morning, and you're saying, don't you say it. Don't even try to say it. I beg you not to say that. No, I'm not going to say it. I could have said something. I could have said something like, oh, you know, even in some ways, I even enjoy the Bohemia more than KBS. It has even, you could say, a better flavor than KBS. I didn't say that. I said I could have said that. I wouldn't dream of saying that. I'm not that stupid. Okay? I have some kind of personal boundaries that I'm not going to cross. I said I could have said it. Thankfully, I never entertained the option of saying that. But it's interesting to look at what we could say about certain subjects. Subject Zero says, Ron for the U.S. Senate representing Louisiana. I would take that job, and I would be a very good senator, and I would, well, I have to say, for one time in the history of Louisiana, well, there may have been a time before, I don't think so, but you would get a senator who would always vote the right way. I would be the taxpayer's friend. I would like to be a U.S. senator for, about 4 terms. I think I would be an A-rated senator, gold standard senator, and all of that. I think I would be a better president of the United States. I would like to be the president of the United States. I think I would be, I can't say I would be the best ever. I would be far from the worst. So I'm not trying to get the job. I'm not asking to get the job. If I was given the job by the voice of the people in the Electoral College, I would take the job. I would not donate the money because I would need the money. But yes, I would be a great president. I do believe that. Anyway, I don't look at that to happen. I don't look for that to happen, but I would take the job. Somehow, some way, somehow, I will find Coors Extra Gold, says CS. Well, I hope you do, because I can't find it. The Chug says, I second that nomination. Subject Zero says, will you declare your candidacy for the Democratic nomination today? I'll say this. I will not seek, but I would accept. I will not seek, but I will accept the nomination of my party to be your president. I would accept the nomination of the Democratic Party to be the president of the United States. But I don't think I'm going to get the nomination, and I don't think I'll get any electoral votes. But we do need someone like me. I agree with that. I think we need, you say, well, hell, that's a long way from being a beer reviewer to president. Yes. But it's a long way to the top. But the Donald did it. He had advantages. I have disadvantages. Anyway, tell me where you find it. I don't find it. How can I tell you where I find those beers? I can't find it. I can't find Red Dog. I can't find Coors Extra Gold. I would tell everybody, not just you, Scruffy. I would tell the world. I found Red Dog today. I'd make a video, but it won't happen. Well, it could happen. I don't think it'll happen. You know what's really weird? You know what's scary? And I'm getting off of this. I was in a convenience store today, looking around because I was waiting for them to fix the trunk latch, the tailgate latch on the Dodge. Why would I say that word, Dodge? Am I going mad? On the Ram 1500, right? The Ram 2018 Ram 1500. They sent me a letter, Ram, not Dodge. Why would I say that word? Ram sent me a letter saying, there's a recall. The tailgate could fly open. I said, oh, yeah. So I called them up. Oh, yeah, it'll only take 30 minutes to fix. So I went over there, and of course, they weren't ready at 7:30. Why'd you come at 7:30? I said, well, you told me to come at 7:30. Oh, yeah. She said, the other lady said that. I wouldn't have said that. I said, whatever. So they said, well, we'll fix it. And they did. And I was bored. So I was walking around looking at vehicles. And some were very nice. And most were very expensive. Then I went down to Marathon. I walked down to the Marathon gas station on Louisiana Highway 3188. And I'm looking around, you know. Oh, well, it wasn't too good. It was okay. The prices were, I didn't find good. They were looking at me like, what do you want? What do you want to buy? Why are you looking in our store? Why are you here? Can I help you? I said, no, I'm just looking around. Oh. So I left, you know, and then an hour later, somebody tried to rob the store. And he was shot in the neck by the owner of the store. He went in there with a gun. Give it up. I want your money. And they came out blasting. Thankfully, he was shot in the neck. He's still alive. And the owners and none of the customers were hurt. But I said, well, I could have been in there an hour later. They could have come in there while I was in there. You say, oh, you'd have been like Travis in that movie in 1976. You'd have been like, hey, I don't know what I'd have done. But I said, you never know. You never know if you're going to be in a convenience store and it's going to get robbed an hour later. Even if the prices aren't that good. The gas prices were good. Gas prices were good. Marathon, you know, big oil company. All right, so All right. The Whiskey Scout says AC/DC, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Ah, yes. I think a number of people have posted that song and video on Rock and Roll Club. And as a matter of fact, let me get off of this because I need to go check Rock and Roll Club to see what songs people posted, because I hadn't been listening to any songs in 24 hours. And I listened to every song posted in that group. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, and there's been a lot of ugly, but mostly good. And I posted 2 songs today from the Dire Straits. Dire Straits. Yeah, I have that album. First printing. I have a first printing, 1978. Dire Straits, their inaugural album. Oh, and you know somebody gave me that album? Wonderful. I have a first printing of Made in Japan by Deep Purple. I have a first printing of Machine Head. And then somebody was like calling me out on another Facebook group called No Hipsters Allowed. He was saying Total Rock Action. He was telling me, well, I seriously doubt you have a first printing. I was like, why you say that? And then he described, well, a first printing has this code, blah, 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 and it has a fold out thing, and it's of this font. And I was like, well, mine has that. And I took photos of it. I said, mine has exactly what you're saying. It's the exact code. No response. I guess he was jealous because I got it for a quarter. Seriously, I bought that album, no scratches, no nicks, no dings. And Machine Head and Made in Japan. First printing LPs. I bought them at a garage sale in 1983 for 25 cents each. True story. I bought Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd. And this is a very early first printing. The earliest of the early. You know, the album shows a man leaning forward. Not mine. Not mine. My LP, the man is straight up. 90-degree angle. That's the earliest first printings. 25 cents. True story. No scratches, no dings. Dark Side of the Moon. Same thing. When I went to that garage sale, tell me if I didn't clean up. I couldn't believe it. I don't believe it now, and I didn't believe it then. What did I spend? $3? And I got a whole bundle of albums. Oh, man. What a day. Still trying to live that down. That's been 36 years. Still can't get over it. My wife, before I met her, was shopping at a liquor store when it got robbed, says Sofa. Yikes. It's terrible, this crime wave. This crime wave that America's been experiencing for, about 65 years. All right, thanks for watching this video production.